Hi, so today we're going to talk about headshots. You might hear a helicopter flying around in the background. Apparently there is some police activity going on in my neighborhood tonight. But we're going to ignore that and we're going to get right to it. Okay, so your headshot needs to look like you. Standard size is 8 by 10, not 8.5 by 11, 8 by 10. And you don't mail them out like you used to. It used to be all hard copies. Now it's mostly online. So this is, I should move to the side. This is my current headshot. This is one of them. I have several. So that's the format. It looks like me. It's a little quirky because it's slightly character, as am I. This is what it was when I started. See, black and white, basically the same, meaning it's the face, but don't do black and white. Definitely not acceptable anymore. That's several years ago. That was phased out. This is something else you don't really want to do. Way too much of my chest and my body. You don't need to see that I own a suit. You want to focus on my face. Especially in this digital age, because they see the thumbnail of your headshot online. You really want it to be just on your face. You don't need it to be the body. You want to pop out. And to that end, you also don't want anything distracting in the background. You don't be wearing any crazy patterns on your shirt. It wants to be all about your face. Now, there's details about the headshot that can vary. Like, example, I'm going to show some other people's headshots here. This one here, see, he's got the black border. Totally acceptable. I like the white. I feel it just lets them focus more on me. But black is totally acceptable in the industry. Or you can do no border, like this guy here. Also totally acceptable. You can do vertical, like the ones I've been showing you, or horizontal, sideways. Acceptable. I never understand this, even though, as you can see, I did one at some point, because this is, if you're showing your face, this is the shape it should be. I mean, there's all this wasted space here. So I don't like that. You should have a couple different headshots. They call them commercial and theatrical, the two terms they use, but I really hate those terms. Commercial is smiling commercial because, you know, in most commercials you're selling things and you're smiling, which I get. But then theatrical, they say, is the serious one. And come on, a lot of theatrical movies aren't serious. That's comedies. And also, there are funny characters in movies, and I'm a little bit of a quirky character. So yeah, I'll show you some of my other current headshots. This is like my super character one. I'm starting to phase that one out, but it's still in my collection. This is just kind of generic me, haven't shaved. This is the theatrical. See, so very detective. And that's another thing, is if you do character headshots, don't go so far. Like if you're doing a doctor, don't have a stethoscope on your shoulder. Way too much. Suit, yeah, that can be a lawyer, it can be a detective. Just, it's not about the clothes, it's about you and the energy you project. And to that point, when you do a session, I'm not going to recommend any particular photographers. I've had some good ones, but I will say that you get what you pay for to some degree. Meaning, $1,000 versus $200, they might both be great. Anything less than $200, I've had very bad experiences. I've never used anything that I've gotten for someone, unless they were a friend helping me out, but their usual rate was more. Or in one case, there was a guy who was building his portfolio, but again, his usual rate would have been much more because it was zero for me. So you don't have to go to the $1,000 ones, because I did a $700 one at one point, and this was years ago, and it was great. I got some good shots out of it. But then I've also done $300 ones and got just as many good shots, if not better. So a lot of it's also about your comfort level. Pick a photographer you're comfortable with. I currently use a good friend of mine who also is a photographer, and she gives me a discount, and also I'm just so comfortable with her. She's one of my best friends. So that's my recommendation on that. As I said, headshots are one of the most important things, because that's the first thing they see. If they're casting online, they see your face, they click on it, and then they see your credits or your demo reel or anything else you have. So you want it to jump out. Anything you can do to make it jump out in a good way. Don't do anything too wacky. Oh, and one more thing. Do not do composite pictures. It seems like it would be a really cool idea. I don't have any examples of this, but I have, like, 3 different pictures on one sheet, just so you can see the different things you can play. No, you'll look like you don't know what you're doing. It would make sense, but it's not the industry accepted norm. So that's about it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you again real soon.